And welcome to Survivor Girl. I'm your host, Becky, and with me, as always, is the beautiful Heather.
Hello, everybody. Happy Survivor Girl Sunday.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. But first, you know what's got to happen. Becky, do that legal jargon.
Disclaimer thing, we're not doctors, therapists, medical professionals. We're not counselors. We are not here to treat, diagnose, or prescribe any means of treatment. We're here to uplift and inspire in the hopes of empowering others.
All right. Well, thank you for putting that out there. We just got to let you guys know that we are not licensed as of yet. So, as you know, we always have stuff going on. Apparently
yes.
I'm on cam. Okay.
Yeah, you're on cam.
We always have stuff going on. We want to kind of start it out, though. We've got some serious stuff that we got to handle really quick with the prayer request.
Yes.
So there have been a couple that have come in, well, more than a couple this week. And we do place those up on the Survivor Girl podcast Facebook page, so you guys can follow that. We just ask, even if you don't pray, just send up some good vibes, do whatever you got to do, and just help those people along as they go through the rest of this week, or into the next week, I should say. Wow, it's Sunday.
All of the weeks.
Sunday
yes,
already.
Sunday.
Everything keeps on just kind of meshing. So, yeah.
I was going to say, well, when you're working 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
It kind of just blends all together.
Well,
it gets blurry.
It does, actually. Blurred lines or something. I don't know what it's called. But between working at Bronner's and then we've been watching Stone Cottage Farm, which we talk about a lot on the show. We love Stone Cottage Farm. So I'll get done with work and then go over there and go do chores, which I have to do after this episode.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Running a little late.
You were supposed to be done with this.
We were.
Today, but something happened and you get another day of farm life.
I get maybe possibly 2 more days.
Ooh.
Just depends, because unfortunately their flight has been delayed yet again.
Oh my goodness.
So, but it's better to be safe. The airport has put them up, so they are, they're okay. And we've got the farm down now, I think. I'm not going to say that we're farmers yet. I joked about it. I sent her a message, and the whole State Farm, or not State Farm, the Farmers Insurance.
Yes.
Sent her a message. Day one, bump. What is it? We are farmers. Bump, bum, 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 bum. And I thought it was funny at that, and it was just day one now. So, but It's been very peaceful, very cool, and we talked about a little bit about this today. I sent you a message. We were talking back and forth. And sometimes you don't know which direction God or the universe, if that's what you believe in, is putting you in, or that you need it until you actually are in it. So
that is correct.
It has been a very peaceful week. I've looked forward to going after work and doing chores and seeing all the animals. So it's been really cool. It's been a blessing.
So not only are you wearing your sparkles from being at Bronner's, you now have hay in your hair.
Yes. So I have glitter and hay. So I'm a crafter and, doing the whole farm thing. So, wearing different hats every day, I suppose. And I do. I switch out my hats.
You do switch out your hats.
So, but it's been.
I love that one that you're wearing today.
It's usually my stage hat. I know that's funny. Somebody asked me yesterday at work. They were like, "Do you have a hat for every day?" I said, "Yeah, almost. Yeah,
almost.
Pretty much. Yeah. By the end of this year, maybe."
I was going to say, if your knitter friend has anything to do with it, you will have a hat for every day.
It's advertising. I let them know that you make them. And speaking of, you now have the labels for the Survivor Girl on your hat.
I really do. So
we'll go ahead.
All of the hats are coming with the Survivor Girl label. I'm not sure if it's on camera or
a little bit. That's the light's very bright in your.
I was going to say
there.
This is actually a purple hat and it looks gray on
YouTube. Does, yeah.
So but yep, each of the hats that I'm wearing, or each of the hats that I'm making for Survivor Girl podcast will have a little Survivor Girl podcast label sewn onto them, and $20. I've got 3 done for sale.
It is at the Big Acre. Where Big Acre used to be. Now you're able to rent out that place.
It's right down State Street in Cairo, across from Rite Aid.
and it's called the Holiday Cheer Craft Bazaar, and it is at on December 14th at 9:30 to 5 o'clock, and we will be hanging out there
selling
selling the goodies that we
selling
got.
Survivor Girl podcast stuff
Mm-hmm.
and
Dawn will have her rarity nails there,
yes,
which are really cool. Good
nails
price.
with Dawn are going to be there,
Yep.
and Dragonfly Boutique
Oh
and
yeah.
Ducky's
Yep.
Doodads.
So among other vendors, there's going to be a lot going on
Yes.
there, and then we have another event coming up. It's Ladies' Night for Survivor Girl podcast. And we are just asking that our vendors, and if you come to join us, it doesn't cost anything to get in. But if
No.
you want to bring a non-perishable item, I should say, that we can donate to a local food bank, that would be really cool. And you guys
Yes.
can come and shop before the holidays, and that is on December 20th, correct?
Yes. At
So much
6.
stuff going on at 6 o'clock at the Grandview Estates clubhouse there. So we have that on the Survivor Girl page as well. You guys, we'll be posting about it, talking about it, and we hope that you guys can come up there, say hi, come check out what we have going on, and maybe get some gifts for people.
Yes, there will be
So,
finger foods
yeah.
and
It's gonna be like a Santa's workshop kind of thing, when you
remember
when we're growing up.
yeah, I remember going to the gym and buying gifts for everybody from Santa's workshop. So
Yeah, so we hope that you guys will join us. It's going to be a fun event. We've had a lot of vendors asking that if they could join us for this event, and we are actually out of space currently, but we will plan on doing more of these events. So we've already got some of them marked down to let them know the next time we have an event. So if you guys are still interested, send us a message to Survivor Girl Podcast, the inbox on Facebook, and we will be able to let you guys know when the next event is, or we will contact you if you give us your information and let you know then that way as well. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to all of that stuff. And we did start out with the prayer request because one of them came in with Farmer Chrissy and Dave because they are held over. That was one of the things, to put prayers up for them, for everything to go smoothly so they can get back to their farm. I'm sure they're missing it.
they found their
So-
luggage, so that's a good thing.
They did. They did. We just kept on telling them, don't worry about what we've got going on. We've got you guys. Don't stress about it. So,
And I know they know that the farm is in good hands.
no, yeah, since we got past all of the fun, the hiccups along, the first couple days, still learning stuff. I am a city girl through and through, so this has been interesting to learn. Not, I wanted to. Adam is more. He's been, outdoors just and closer to farming than I would have been, but it's been really cool.
I don't think I could hack it.
No.
Oh no. No.
Yeah, it's
Now I would enjoy the
interesting.
quiet peacefulness of the farm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But lugging hay and doing chores and no.
It's the first day I tried it, they probably are laughing at the barn cams because I'm really short to be able to throw these over to the bucklings, and it just kind of poof everywhere. And I'm going, okay, if they're watching this on camera, this has got to be hilarious. So yeah, we got a couple things in chat. Tony says, "Sounding good, ladies. Great seeing your faces." Hey, Tony, thanks for joining us. And we also have Dawn joining us saying, "Hi, beautiful ladies." Hey. And a couple other people that haven't said hi yet, but if you guys want to, go ahead and join in on the chat, and we will go ahead and mention you as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. We are excited to be here on a Survivor Girl Sunday.
Yes.
And we have a really interesting show coming up on the 15th, correct? My dates are...
Yes.
I'm asking, double checking because my dates are kind of crazy.
You have the date correct. 15th is the next show.
Yes. So we have Denny Wasmond joining us. He has an incredible survivor story. He has actually been hit or struck by lightning 2 times and has survived. He's wrote a book. He's going to have some of those copies with him if you guys are interested.
What are the odds of that?
You know what? They're pretty crazy, actually, when you look at the odds of that happening. And it's pretty interesting, and we're looking forward to hearing. He had quite a upbringing as well, lots of stuff to go along with that story, kind of leading up into all of those things that have happened. So met him at Bronner's. He worked in the shipping department, and I seen the poster up there last season, and I was like, oh wow, it's talking about getting hit, and I'm like, oh okay. So I went and talked to him, and he's like, God God has his way of putting you where you need to be, and he kind of, which is funny because I said that today. But we were talking, and I said, I started asking him about how to publish and how he did it and different things, and he said, "Do you have a story that you want to share?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I can tell." And I said, "Okay." And he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "Just do what you got to do until you get it out there." And actually, he was kind of a little bit of the grease in the wheel of starting the podcast too, because I was like, you know what, I'm not ready to write it yet, but I want to talk about it. So I mentioned that to him when I was asking him to join us for the show next Sunday. And he was like, I knew you'd do something with it. I knew you'd do something. So that's pretty cool. I was taking a walk on my break, and I hear Heather. I turn around and I'm on the phone talking to my brother for his birthday, and it actually was Denny. And he's like, hey, can we catch up? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, did you get my message? I'm like, I sure did, but things are crazy, and I will be messaging you tonight. So we're looking forward to that, and I hope you guys can tune in. Please mark that on your calendar because it's quite an incredible story. We enjoy when we have our guest on the show to be able to talk about stuff, especially this time of year. We've kind of seen the trickle with all different podcasts of having guests on because we're busy. People are busy getting ready for the holidays, and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited.
I'm actually not really excited
No?
about Christmas this year.
Hmm. I'm
No.
getting in the spirit. I don't know. I don't know. I it's one of those things where you just, I'm like, okay, I feel good. I'm ready to
Well, with
ready to
what's
try.
going on with my heel, it's just,
Understand. Yeah.
I'm just, yeah.
Well, do you want to give an update on that while we're talking about it?
I suppose I probably should.
Okay.
So I am still healing, of course. Things are getting smaller. There was a small wrinkle, but that's being taken care of.
Oh, cool.
Because on Wednesday, I start with the hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which basically means that I will be going to Saginaw Wound Clinic 5 days a week. I'll be spending at least 2 hours a day
Oh, wow.
there to go with the therapy. I will be under pressure as far as, you know, they have to take me down to a certain below sea level
Oh,
pressure
wow.
to stream in the oxygen, and I'll be in a big, huge glass tube during the process. I was told by the technician that the best thing that I can do while I'm in the tube is to take a nap, because if I don't take a nap while I'm in the tube dealing with the therapy, I'm going to be extremely tired
Oh, wow. Okay.
after.
Okay.
So, kind of going on an uncharted course that I'm not really ready for,
Yeah.
because we've got some claustrophobic issues,
Right.
but we're trudging through nonetheless, because I did say whatever I needed to do to heal, I would do. So
Okay.
this is just the next
Your
step.
next phase in this
Yes.
healing
Yes.
process. Okay.
Things are starting to look a whole lot better, and I was approved for 40 sessions, but they're not really sure that I'm going to need all 40 of those.
Okay. So they're gonna start with a certain amount and then continue after that.
He says usually what they do is they do 20, and then he needs a lot of documentation as to why we need to continue with the other 20.
Okay.
So,
For your insurance company to Okay,
correct.
understandable.
Yes, insurance has got a lot to do with that. So, um,
So things are moving in a different or the right direction to help you with
they're
your
moving in the
healing.
correct direction to heal, and yeah. So that's where we're at in that situation, and with Christmas and New Year's, I should be done with the first 20 sessions on the 13th.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
So you'll know a little bit more around that time if
that's
or how
correct.
everything is going with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
scary but cool.
Scary but cool.
I'm glad
Yes.
that they are being proactive with your healing. They've been really good about moving you forward. It seems.
Oh, yes,
You know.
definitely. And things are looking a lot better. The tissue that's still open is red, and there's a good blood flow to
Oh,
it.
good, good, good.
So it's healing, but it's healing slowly.
Okay.
But of course, it didn't
Takes
open
time.
up rather, you know,
Right. It takes time.
overnight. It took time to get it as bad as it was, so it's going to take time to get it to where it needs to be.
Right. Right.
And I never want to go down this path again.
I don't blame you. I mean,
So,
it's when everything first started, it was very scary. It was very
yeah.
nobody knew what was happening, what was
Hmm.
going on, and yeah, there was a bit of emotion going on, a little bit
Yeah.
a lot of worry there. But now it seems that they have got you in the right direction, and every day you continue to heal, and
Yes.
you're not just healing that, you're healing a lot of other things as well.
I am, especially it's going to be interesting with this whole being claustrophobic issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it is a wide open space, and it's glass, so maybe I'll end up being like the fish in an aquarium.
Yeah.
I won't. I won't. So,
Yeah. You know,
but
won't be
but the
as bad.
technician, he assured me that we'll go slow the first time
Okay.
just to see how I do.
Very good.
So,
That's cool. Very good.
yeah.
This is the first time I'm actually hearing about you. You've mentioned about it before, and this is the first
Yes.
time that I've actually heard more about what it is.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat that they can do stuff like that. I was reading something after you had mentioned it
Hmm.
about patients that have brain injuries or anything like that. That this is something else that is really good to help to get the oxygen to their
Yeah.
brains to
And
heal
it
as
because
well.
it's a higher concentrate than
Mm-hmm.
what's in normal air.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Wow, that's pretty
so it's a new
incredible.
adventure, and just think of all the stories I'll get to tell.
Right. See,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
More stories to be able to share, and other people that are going through it will know, hey,
Oh,
she can do it.
yeah.
I can do it.
The
You
worst
know.
part is I'm not going to be able to wear any sort of product.
Okay.
So no nail polish, no
No, nothing.
deodorant, no lotions.
Mm.
So I'll have to go and be all stinky in the morning.
Oh God.
Just like, you're not
Be
going to see
all
my best
natural.
self. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not going to see my best self.
Mm.
And Brent says, "Okay, yeah, but you can't do your nails either. So you can do them Friday evening,
Mm.
but then when you come in on Monday morning, nail
Aw,
polish has got to be off." And
what a bummer.
I'm sitting there going, "Great. I just ordered nails from Color Street and Rarity, so I'm not going to be able to use those until
January and
January."
their Christmas ones.
Yep.
Who cares? You just do what you gotta do.
So if you see me wearing Christmas nails in February,
it's all right.
uh, th-
Don't judge.
exactly, I'm
Don't
doing
judge
my
her.
thing.
Right. And you say that about going in without any makeup or any product or anything like that, and not seeing your best self, but sometimes healing is not. It's
No.
ugly. Healing is ugly.
Oh, and this trip has been very,
Yeah.
very ugly.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes you just gotta let go of that stuff, and that's something else that I've been learning. The past couple of shows that I've been on with, like, Don't Make This Weird and stuff, I've
Mhm.
come on without having any makeup on or whatever, and I'm just trying to be more comfortable with myself instead of always trying to do everything up, and not that I'm saying anything bad about makeup, because I love makeup. I do. I like to wear it.
Oh yeah,
We all do, and
I think both of us have had Ipsy.
yeah, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed actually getting MC.
Mhm.
I do kind of miss that. It was kind of neat to get little different
The
surprises each month.
samples, yeah,
Hmm.
samples each month
And
of a
I've used
different.
them all.
Oh
Like, I've
yeah.
used everything, so it's been pretty cool. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, Dawn says I hardly ever wear makeup. Yeah, I mean, you get to a point where you are just okay and you're comfortable with yourself. But for a long time, one of the things that in my other marriage, when I was married,
Mhm.
the first time, is that anytime I put makeup on, he'd be like, "Why are you wearing makeup? Who you wearing? I'm wearing it for myself because it makes me feel good."
Right.
And Adam gets that, which is very cool. And he's like, "Well, what do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, I like eyeshadow palettes. So I go back and forth with it. Sometimes I wear makeup, sometimes I don't. It's when I'm feeling it. So in this
Oh,
time of season, it's so busy. It's just like
who's got time
you
for
get
that?
you get
Yeah.
what you get. I'll have glitter on soon. That'll be sparkly enough.
True. Very true. As
So
long as I don't go to therapy with bedhead, because you've seen some of those pictures. They are not pretty.
I didn't share my bedhead pictures with you today. I'll have to share them because they're pretty bad. I have been using just the Stone Cottage Farm goat milk soap for my shampoo, conditioner, everything,
Okay.
all in one. And it makes my hair a lot fuller, which is awesome because I have really thin, baby fine hair.
Uh-huh.
And but it also gives you really crazy bedhead. I woke up with this side just going poop. And I'm just like, yeah, all right, this is what I have right now. I'm gonna go with it. So I walked downstairs and Adam's getting ready for work and he was like, that right there. And I said, what are you talking about? Like, don't point at me right now. I'm
Right.
trying to be confident here. And he was like,
Yeah.
no, that's what I love. I don't care about you dressing up or whatever. I just like you when you come downstairs just waking up. I was like, all right, this works for me because that's what you're getting. So
I was gonna say, well, this morning my hair reminded me of, back in the 70s where they had the natural afros.
yeah, okay. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It
Nice.
was
So
like out there.
instead of Becky, you were Honey Child
Oh,
or something from the seven. What
oh
was that
yeah.
off of Gold Member? No, was that Honey Child or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah, that's funny. Tony says, if you can't handle me on my worst day, then you don't deserve me on my best. That is a good quote. That is a good quote. I seen somebody else post, and I think it was Crystal today. She had posted on her Facebook that when she would tell other people about who she was, all of her struggles, all the different things about herself before she had met Jim, that they would just be like, okay, see ya, I'm out. And so she said when she finally met Jim, she knew it was right because she told them, listen, this is what my struggles are. These are my day to days. This is who I am inside and out. And he stuck around. So I think that's important too. I think everybody needs to know, or not everybody, but if you're getting into a relationship, friendship, which we talked about last Sunday, guys, that was a good show.
It was.
Not to toot our own horns, but
Toot
toot
toot.
toot. But go ahead and check that out because those are archived. And also, guys, we are re-aired on.
SolidStateRadio.net.
Yeah, you guys can check that out amongst other shows, plus other shows from Strange Friends Media.
Mitch Gill's.
Yeah. Mitch's
Fake radio.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Mitch
It's hard to
Gill's fake
separate
radio.
them sometimes.
Yeah.
We also have the Don't Make This Weird podcast. This is My Brain, and of course, Survivor Girl. This is My Brain is going to be on SolidStateRadio.net.
Not quite there
Not
yet.
quite yet.
Not enough episodes.
Not enough yet, but those episodes are good as well. You can catch
Yes, they
those
are.
on the Don't Make This Weird podcast platform, which you guys, Strange, I always get this mixed up. Strange Friends Media is going to be launching a YouTube channel as well so that you guys can get all of these podcasts in one place.
Well, that's rather smart of Strange Friends Media.
I agree. Those people at Strange Friends Media are quite smart.
They are.
Oh, yeah. So that would be the collective group here, but again, not tooting our own horns, but toot toot. Yeah, so you guys can check that out. Check out solidstateradio.net. Like them on Facebook. Support the podcast, you guys. If you like what we're doing here, support.
Yes, and I know that Solid State Radio does a lot of things down at the Pix in Lapeer.
Oh yeah, they do. There's free shows.
Free shows
with comedian and a band or an acoustic set, whichever it is.
Mm-hmm.
They have those going on, and I mean that's something fun to do.
Yes.
Your gas money. That's all it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Free 99.
Free 99.
Free 99.
Best price, especially this time of year.
Exactly.
So, always a good thing. If you guys get a little bit stir crazy during the wintertime. I'm not doing too bad with it this year. Usually, though, I'm like, nope, I'm not going out.
Well, winter has just begun.
It has. So. I know. It's not to that point yet where we're stir crazy just as yet.
Not yet.
Oh, we have Sasha joining in. She says, hello, guys. I can't stay long to listen, but just thought I'd stop real quick. I have my moments. Christmas season is hard right now, but I'm trying to keep moving along for myself and my children. And Sasha, we give you so much love, and our prayers up to you right now. We understand that you're going through a hard time without putting it out there what's going on. We've been thinking about you and putting you in the prayers as well when we put those prayer requests out. Yes. So sending you big hugs, girl, and thank you for stopping in and saying hi to us. We appreciate you joining us, and prayers going up to the kiddos as well and the rest of your family, okay? So if you guys can go ahead and lift her up as well right now, that would be awesome. Yes. And we appreciate that. So this time of year can be hard. It can be hard. You never know.
It can be extremely hard, especially when you don't have loved ones that you
are used to having
are
around.
used to having around.
Yep.
That's part of the reason why I'm having a hard time is because I'm missing mom and dad right now.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know,
It's very hard to get through the seasons when you have a loss like that. And I know sometimes people feel like you need to hurry up and heal and get over your grief, and I hate that with the biggest passion. I hate when people
yes.
do that to other people, because you need to heal in your own time, and you need to make sure
Every
that you're healing properly.
and everybody grieves
Mm-hmm.
differently.
Oh, for
So,
sure. Some people can move on because maybe they've dealt with it so many times that
mhm.
they're to that point where it's like, okay, I know it's part of life. After a certain age too, I think people start to feel, well, this really hurts. I hate this, but they've been through so many different losses that they get to the point where they're just like, okay, I mean, here's another one, and that's hard, and especially this time of year. You're
Yeah.
right. There's times when I get lots of memories around this time of year, as I'm sure you do, off of Facebook, and it's still rough, but as we go, I'm going on 5 years with mom. I still miss her every single
Mhm.
day. I still think about her all the time. But it does seem to get a little bit easier,
It yeah, it
but it
does.
takes time.
I
It
was
takes
going to say.
time.
So, I guess what I'm saying is be kind and patient with
Yes.
others because you really don't know what they're going through, especially during this
Yeah.
time of year. I mean, there seems to be two ships. One ship really is all gung ho for Christmas,
Mhm.
and I'm kind of on the other ship this year going, I should put up the tree and do this and
Yeah.
that and the other thing, but I'm just
Taking your time with
I'm
it.
taking my time with it.
And that's okay. You know.
And I'm also under the understanding that if the tree doesn't get put up this year, it doesn't get put up this year. It's not
Yeah.
the end of the world.
That is one thing that I think we all need to understand. The expectations of what you think needs to get done and what does get done, you have to be okay with. You
Hmm.
have to be able to forgive yourself if you're not able to do something that you set forth to do or that you told everybody that you were going to do. So you need to be able to be kind to yourself as well.
Exactly.
Um, it's just we get too caught up in having a plan of what we have to get done, what we have to do, that when things fall apart sometimes, it is it can be very earth shaking, but
Yeah.
it can also be okay if you learn how to forgive yourself and go, okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna try again tomorrow.
I was going to say the biggest thing falling apart lately has been me,
Yeah.
but that's okay too.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to fall apart. What's that saying? Tacos fall apart and we still love them.
That
I
exactly.
see that all
Tacos
over
fall apart,
Facebook.
and we still love them.
I had to say that. Dawn says holidays kind of stink, lifting you up, Sasha. And Tony says big hug, Sasha. Yeah, just be kind to yourself right now. It's gonna
Hmm.
be hard if you have to cry. Let it
Cry.
go. Let it
Yeah.
go. Please don't
Exactly.
hold it in.
Right.
That's one thing I can say we both can say from speaking from experience. One of the things that I did actually when Zach had passed away, and I know that was different from when my mom, my cousin Sarah actually sent me a purple notebook and an ink pen. And she said anytime that I was having a hard time to write in that book like I would be writing a letter to Zach. And honestly, that helped me out a lot. That helped out a lot. There's different groups on Facebook that you can join as well. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but you can go on and join these groups and you can speak with other people that have gone through these situations. And I found that through the loss of with mom and Zach, that did help out a lot
Hmm.
because your people around you do care and they love you very much. But sometimes they just don't get it if they haven't experienced
Right.
it
You're not in the
themselves.
club until you're in the club, and the
Right.
club sucks.
It does. It does. But there are other people out there that have experienced it
Hmm.
and you can talk to them or you see them post stuff about how they're feeling. Like one of my big things when Zach passed away, I sat out in the car a lot listening to music and it would take me sometimes a half an hour to an hour sometimes just to go into the house. And I found out that I was not alone on that. There was a lot of
Right.
people that did that actually, and that made me feel better because I was just like, my neighbors probably think I am a nut job. I am just sitting out here listening to music, crying at some points, and
Right.
so
I
that
was
helped
gonna
out.
say I would cry going through the drive-through. So
Right,
I mean, that
right,
doesn't surprise me. And you especially want to listen to the radio.
yeah,
Excuse me when there's a song on
You got it. Oh,
that.
oh,
No, excuse me.
there you go.
When there's a song on that reminds you of the person you're missing.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It is a hard process. I say grieving is like a roller coaster. You
yes.
never know when it's going to drop or when you're going to go back up again, and it's very hard to navigate sometimes. But we all do it at our own pace. So, and Roxanne is joining us. She says, "Love you, ladies. Love you too, Roxanne."
Yeah, hello
Um,
Roxanne.
Roxanne has been joining in on the positive morning messages, and the other day she put out a video or song, and also the memes, the positive memes, and
Mhm.
yeah, it was awesome. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. And anybody else that wants to jump on to that positive morning message, just shoot me a message, and I'll put you in on it. Yeah, so
They really do help get your day started, right?
awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. I'm happy that it does help everybody. It's just that one moment in the morning or couple, I guess it takes like 5 to 10 to get yourself in that,
Mhm.
So I'm really
How
hoping
you
that it
start
to
your day
continue.
really makes a
It
difference.
does.
Really makes a difference.
So we were going to start the show, or one of the topic that we want to talk about tonight is when you have an expectation of what you are meant to become, and then something happens in your life and that completely changes. Um, I'm not talking about when you're like 5 years old and you decide that you want to become a dancer or whatever it was. That was my thing. I wanted to dance, but I wanted to be a tap dancer.
Whoa,
Yeah,
a
that's what
tap
I
dancer?
wanted. That's
Wow.
what I wanted growing up. I wanted to be a tap dancer. And so that changes obviously as you go. But when we had things going on or before your accident had happened, you were just getting to the point where you were graduating. That was your senior year.
It was my senior year
But did
and
you have a plan that you were already wanting to go towards, or did you get to keep that plan after? Yeah, I got to put you on the spot there with that
yeah, you,
question.
you just kind of like threw me under the bus, you know.
All right, do you want
I'm
me to let
getting that a lot
you?
today. It seems to be the
You love it. I'm
no, not really.
convinced.
I'm not
I'm
convinced.
convinced you love
Not
this.
convinced.
Um, I'll let you think on that for a minute there. So for me growing up, I always had different plans. I couldn't just decide what it was that I really wanted to be. I had too many things that I actually wanted to be, but before everything had happened, I was too scared to do it. So I spent a good chunk of my life when I first, in my 20s, being a retail worker, which I still do retail. However, it is a lot different now than what it was because I worked at Walmart for 11 years, and it was a lot different because I just felt like I was stuck there, that's what I was going to do. So, things happen in your life and they change your life. And for me, it kind of gave me more confidence after the things happened. And I kind of started going in a different direction. So, I started getting more confident with doing things and kind of just broke out of that uncomfortable stage, phase, whatever, and just decided to start putting myself out there. I took that second chance very serious. So, but yours was at a different time. I was
Right.
actually, 34, I think, when everything kind of happened. I mean, when I got the divorce, it kind of pushed me further, but then in 2014 is when things started to change for me.
Hmm.
But so different ages.
Yeah, different ages do play into it. One of the biggest things for me was the accident happened just when the counselors in the school were starting to release all of the information for scholarships and
Oh yeah.
financial aid and stuff like that. So I wasn't able to apply for any of the scholarships and stuff like that because when you're fighting for your life, you don't really think of those sorts of things.
Kind of changes that,
So
yeah.
the only really big difference was it delayed my going to school
Okay.
for a year.
Okay.
Um, I always wanted to go and better my education.
Okay.
Um, did think a lot about while I was in the hospital about going into nursing just because of all of the medical terminology and stuff that I learned, but I decided to go into secondary education.
Yeah.
It wasn't until all of the happened when I really decided that I really didn't want to be
Didn't
in
want to be a teacher.
secondary education.
That is very scary,
It
though. I
is.
mean,
It
it's
is.
happening more and more. There's been lots of threats close to where we live, and you wouldn't think, it's. I hate to have that mindset where you're like, oh, where we live, that can happen to us. Oh yeah, it can
Yeah,
happen.
it can happen
It can
anywhere.
happen anywhere, and that is a very. I mean, I can understand why you decided not to get into that. So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
that changes up things.
it did, but what really opened my eyes was when I was substituting.
Okay.
Um, everyone says that children haven't changed, that they're still going through the same things, but I have to disagree with that
Yeah.
because they just I don't think that they're getting enough love and care from their parents because a lot of parents have to have two income families in
Right.
order to make it. So obviously when parents go missing, it causes a lot of issues.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they don't learn those foundational